Hey guys, I'm back here again from C&H Mall. You got another quick video here for you. We got another pressure washer video here specifically for that. This machine is a product of Karcher. This one also has a Honda generator on this one right here. This is the Honda 5.5 horsepower GCV 160 engine on this machine right here. I'll give you the information on the tag of the whole machine here. This is a Karcher brand. Here you go. Powered by Honda. And here's the other information on the front of the machine's lower housing. 2600 psi, 2.3 gallon per minute pressure washer. This one also has a built-in detergent tank on the side over here for cleaning off debris or some kind of crap on your house or your driveway or stuff like that. So that's what they have, that extra tank on the bottom here for that as well too. This one also has the designation tag, the serial number, model number right on the one side right here, so you can see that. There's your serial number and there's your model number, G2600 VH-R, and it has your serial number as well too on there, so you have your information on there for the part number, serial number, and model number. Everything's detailed. It even has the date of manufacturer here as well too, which is 01/2008. So the machine needed quite a bit of work done on here for that. Needed the recoil unit fixed on there. The recoil unit was defective. The guy brought it over to us, and basically what happened is we took the recoil unit off the machine, and we were testing out. He kept on saying the thing wouldn't retract right, anything else, and we basically had to order a new recoil unit from Honda out there for that. So got a brand new recoil unit, genuine OEM Honda right there. Don't buy the cheap ones, guys, because more than likely the springs go bad in a short amount of time. Plus the dogs sometimes don't want to catch on the flywheel correctly as well too, because anytime you have a knockoff, like got cheap $5 or $10 one out there for that, you run into risk of having the unit not want to function correctly on your given machine. And this engine right here is a GCV 160 5.5 horsepower overhead cam engine on here specifically for that. If you're looking at parts for them, guys, the first thing you want to do is get the identification tag on the right hand side of the machine. You have your muffler over here, and you look over to your left and you'll see your identification tag. It's basically electro stenciled into the block. This one right here, I'll show you here for the example. You have your tag right there. Right down here, guys. Got your serial number and other designations here for looking up parts. So always remember your information tag on these smaller engines. Find your muffler, and you look over on the left side of your muffler, and you'll see your serial number and information tag right here in a small rectangular shaped block right here, guys. So that's what it has in this one. I'm just going to zoom in here and give you a better shot. Let me see and get a better angle for you. Right about there. Doesn't want to focus too good. Sorry about that, guys. As your tag, you have your secondary tag underneath here as well too. So you have like you have a small tag right here. You also have your bigger tag right here. It has the information stenciled right into the actual block of the machine's engine. So this machine needed the recoil unit done on here, needed a total tune-up. The oil was basically coal black in the machine, so it had to be changed out by 3 times. He also needed a new carb on this one as well too. The air filter needed to be replaced because the air filter was totally saturated with oil. It looked like somebody dumped the thing out over here. And we always recommend installing a new genuine air filter in this one right here. This is a new genuine air filter. This is their like an aquamarine blue color. Has the Honda part number even listed on the side here. So if a customer ever questions you about your competency and putting genuine parts on a job, you can always show them, hey sir, look what we have here. This is a genuine air filter. This is not some kind of knockoff $2 eBay special out there for that. That the genuine Honda air filter designed to fit your air box cover housing right there for that. So we had to install a new carb on here as well too, new intake gaskets. The tank had water and debris in it, and we had to clean all that stuff out of there as well too. So now it's running great. So we'll go ahead and do a demonstration of this machine here for you and put the airbags on. This thing doesn't want to seat right correctly in here, but I'm not going to worry about that. But it is what it is. Some of these airbox gaskets, the airbox cover, they start getting warped on one side for whatever reason. I don't know what happened, but this thing doesn't want to seal exactly right on the side, but the other side is perfectly fine. And the little notch piece right here, I'm seeing to give you a better shot. It's sealing perfectly fine this side right here, but the other side does not want to seal correctly in there for that. So might just have to bend this thing up just a teeny bit on there, but I'm not gonna really worry about that. Like I said before, the tank had debris in there. Anytime, like I said before, you replace your carbs on a machine, always replace the intake gasket, guys, because if you don't, a lot of times we see over here the intake gaskets break apart on there, and they basically get baked onto the intake system on there, your carb, and also the intake block and stuff like that. So always replace all of your intake gaskets, mainly to prevent any kind of upset ratio for the fuel mix ratio, because if you have a gasket on it that's like partially, like cracked or broke on there, there's a high likelihood that it may let outside air go into the carbs intake system right there, and not have the engine running correctly for that, guys. So we'll go ahead and fire it up here for you. Turn the fuel on. There we go. Always remember, straight across like this and horizontal means fuel flowing down from the tank to the carb, and vertically is fuel shut off on there as well too. They have a little graphic right here to show you that as well too, but sometimes people get confused out there for that. I have probably at least 5 or 6 different people calling me every single I'd say every 2 or 3 months after we give the machine back to them, and we even tell them your fuel is in the off position and you need to turn in the on position to run the machine. And they call me back after we do any kind of repair and say, my machine won't start, what you guys do? And I said, sir, well, did you check the fuel shutoff valve? And they say, no. I tell them, you guys check the fuel shutoff valve, and you always got to turn it to the on position right there for that. So we'll go ahead and fire it up here for you. This one has like a slight, alterate or a different broom or different gun on here for that. So let me get this thing out of the way here and show you what that looks like here. This one has like a broom handle adapter on the actual wand rather than having the whole entire wand covered up on there for that. So this one has a little bit different or unique wand on this Karcher machine right here for that. So we have the red colored adapter on here right there. So we'll show you what this one does before we start up here. It has a nice thin stream. There's a nice thin stream right there for that. So we got good pressure in the water line over right now. Looks good. Okay, let me get the camera situated here. I got to put the camera down here for a couple seconds, guys, because I got to hold the machine with it's going to take 2 hands. I got to put one hand on the tire down here, one hand up there, and one hand on the gun. So it requires all my hands and my legs here. So I'll put the camera down here real quick, and we'll go ahead and fire this machine up. You can see it running here, guys. So bear with me here for a couple seconds. Okay, I'm back here again, guys. Got the camera ready to go. Got the machine running. Machine's running good. Has a nice smooth idle. There you go. And from it, overhead valve on the 5.5 GCV 160. And we'll go ahead and use the wand. Okay. And we'll demonstrate the wand right now for you guys. We'll do a good side shot here for you. There you go. Spraying good. Got about a 10-foot shot right there. Working great. No problem. Loading up on the engine fine. Not giving me any kind of hesitation. One's working great. That's how it should work. set that down. Go ahead and turn the engine off again. Okay. Always check the choke on here as well too. Make sure you get the choke on correctly. It's working good. Then go ahead and shut the fuel line off. That's off. I'm gonna turn the engine off. So good to go, guys. And always release the pressure of the fuel line if you get done here. Make sure it's okay on there for that. So fuel line's done, or I mean the water line. Sorry about that. I'm getting it screwed up here as well. So make sure it's released the pressure in the line. So the machine's ready to go back to the customer after we got the machine all clean, complete for repairs over here. These recoil units, they're typically about, I think about 25 bucks, a genuine OEM one. I typically buy 5 or 6 of these things because we see a lot of these pressure washers over here with the older, we don't call Honda GCV 160 engine on here. So it's always a good idea to buy 4 or 5 of these things and have them ready to go to your shop. Plus, the carbs are only about 20, I think about 23, 24 bucks on here for these things. However, they don't give you the intake gaskets. So it's always advisable to buy the intake gaskets at the same time whenever you're replacing the carb unit on here as well too. Plus the other thing is, it's always a good idea to keep a spare, a couple fuel lines around these things. Sometimes these things start swelling up on the portions where they connect to your shutoff valve, or on the actual back of the gas tank right here as well too, because they might start bulging out because of getting stretched because of the outlet for the tank, and also the ethanol gasoline out there for that as well too. So always have a few spare fuel lines sitting around. You never know when you might need them, because if you do a job and you take the fuel line off and you put it back up on it, it's like goes on real easy out there. I'd recommend replacing the fuel line on her to prevent any kind of possible problems where the customer calls you back and says, my machine is leaking in my garage out there, and even though you put the machine back together out there, it's always a good idea to replace the fuel line if the fuel line is kind of loose on the fitting where it mates up to the shutoff valve on the tank, or even on a carburetor itself, guys. So that's my one tip right there for that. So anybody has any comments, questions about this machine, this is the good old Karcher pressure washer, powered by the Honda GCV 160 engine, 2600 psi, 2.3 gallons per minute pressure washer. This one also has the optional detergent tank underneath here as well too. So that's everything about the machine, guys. Feel free to drop me a message here if you have any questions, or if I didn't explain something thoroughly, or you have any additional questions about some kind of repairs on this machine right here. Feel free to just drop me a message, and I'll try to get back to you probably within 24 or 48 hours with some kind of basic troubleshooting help about this machine right here specifically for that. I'll see you guys. Have a nice day.